guys? Welcome back to the Keep It Hoop YouTube channel. So last night the Celtics lost to the Mavs, and although they made it a bit closer in the end, it was a double-digit game for the most part. And if you watched it, you could really tell that the Celtics really just still struggle on offense. I don't think they have a lot of creativity, a lot of offensive movement. They don't have a lot of guys who just can create for other guys. And on top of that, you can get away with that if you have a lot of guys who can get their own shots, but outside of Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and then Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier to a little bit of a lesser degree, you really don't have guys that can get their own shot. So one of the problems is the lack of movement, right? This is a play in the second half. The Celtics are down 15, and just I want you guys to just take a look at how stagnant everyone is. Now, the original play, or I guess the initial action here on the ball side, I think is good. You have a screen, you kick it out, nothing's there, you run into another screen again, into another screen, right? So I don't think it's a bad sequence here, but as we let this run, right, and then we go all the way back, it ends up being a turnover. But if you go all the way back here, and if you just keep an eye on everybody without the ball, right? You look at Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum, right? So everybody on the weak side, pretty much, right? It just very minimal movement. Tatum's just camping out here the whole time. Kemba and Fournier are gonna switch positions, but even then, I mean, if you just keep an eye on those guys, just such little movement, a very lazy, um, screen there by Kemba Walker, and then Jaylen Brown's caught in the air. Jason Tatum, for some reason, cuts towards Jaylen Brown. So yeah, I mean, it's plays like that that show you. And again, every NBA team is gonna have possessions here and there that don't look good, but you see a possession like that where you have Tatum, you have Brown, and then Kemba and Fournier. You have four guys on the court that are either above average to really, really good offensive players, but there's not a lot of cohesion, not a lot of chemistry, and quite frankly, the pieces just don't fit. There's another play where after the inbounds and the guy with the ball and this guy setting the screen, very little action. So you see, Brown's gonna lazily go to the corner, Fournier's gonna stay here, Kemba's gonna stay here, and it's literally just a pick and roll, or dribble handoff, and Wagner's gonna actually stay out, so more of a pick and pop. And Tatum's gonna get a decent look, but still not the easiest look you can get off of, especially an inbounds play. To get there, it's a makeable shot, but if these are the shots that you're consistently getting, it's going to be tough. And that's why the Celtics are very low on assists per game, and they're just middle of the pack in field goal percentage. On this play, I think that Brad Stevens actually has a pretty good set. I really like the action they run here. They swing it around, down screen for Kemba Walker. He's going to get it to Wagner, fake the cut, and then now down screen pretty much for Jason Tatum. And Brad Stevens in the past has gotten a lot out of the guys on his team. I think he's a pretty good coach. But I think you do need more playmakers, because on a play like this, right, Jason Tatum, who to his credit has improved as a playmaker, but still isn't a great passer, ends up making a lazy pass. And I think plays like this still happen a bit too often as well. There's also a lot of plays where the Celtics do end up falling in love with a three-point shot, especially Kemba, who's been a volume three-point shooter for a while now, but he settles for shots like this a lot, and he's not shooting it at a great clip this year. In the past, you could kind of live with it because he still got to the free throw line, got into the paint, got to the mid-range, but he's not able to do that as much, and I think some of it has to do with the knee injury and the health. But yeah, I mean, settling for a lot of jump shots, and unlike the past, it's not going in, so that's hurt his overall numbers as well, because in the past, when he's able to knock those down, he's able to get to the rim more, right? Because players have to respect that and play up on him. And vice versa. He was able to get to the rim more quickly, and just more effectively. So he had more time and more space to knock down the open shots as well. And then you have a situation here where the Celtics are down 10. Ideally, if you're a coach, you want to really settle things down, get a great look. And it's just one move, right? Just a pick and pop. And then Grant Williams, who's not an awful shooter, but if this is a shot you're getting with 16 seconds on the clock, Brad Stevens will probably tell you that they'll live with this shot. But if you're offensively, if you're struggling already to start the game, your team's going through a loss streak, and you need to start winning games, and you have guys like Grant Williams taking shots like these. It's a little bit draining, and I think it's again, I think they get decent looks, but for the players taking them, they're not great looks, and also I don't think they get those kinds of looks consistently enough. You have another situation here, and I don't know what Jaylen Brown was thinking, but again, if you see guys like Grant Williams sometimes missing open shots, your team gets off to a slow start, you can sometimes see players starting to press, because I do think there are times when Brown and Tatum are asked to do too much, or at least feel like they need to do too much, and I think they start pressing, and it ends up just leading to usually just worse shots and even more turnovers for the team. At the end of the day, though, the biggest reason why the Celtics have struggled is because of Kemba. And I hate to say this because I'm a Kemba fan, but you see on this play, they actually get some decent action, some screens going off the ball screens, some decent passing around. Then you get Kemba going downhill with a mid-range shot that he's known for, right? Like he's made so many of those shots in the past earlier on in his career in Charlotte, and he's just not getting those. And we talked about how he's not able to get the three, but he's settling for it a lot. He's not able to get to the rim or create the amount of space he used to be able to make. So it's been really disappointing. And I said this in the past, but I really don't think anything's going to change. They just don't have enough playmaking. A lot of the guys on their team need the ball in their hands to operate and to be at their best self. Yeah, and I just don't think that they have enough, facilitators or playmakers to really compensate for the lack of talent they have on the bench as well. Um, and again, I've talked about a lot of this in either podcasts or just other videos talking about the state of the NBA right now or certain teams, but I've yet to really dissect the Celtics offense with clips from a game. And when I was going over the Celtics Mavs game from last night, I thought it was a pretty glaring um, sign, and you just saw a lot of the things wrong with their offense. But yeah, that'll be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be back tomorrow with another one probably. So stay tuned for that. Follow our social media pages. Links will be in the description below. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and we will see you guys again soon.